Instead of focusing on the show's history, this script dives into a dramatic event that caused a ripple among fans. When the star of the series was suddenly fired, it sparked outrage and disappointment among viewers who had followed the series for years. Fans believed the decision was unfair and felt a strong attachment to the character and the actor who brought him to life. As news spread about the firing, many took to social media and fan forums to express their anger, vowing never to watch the show again. The show's producers and network received an influx of complaints, with fans calling for the return of the original star. Some fans even organized rallies and petitions in hopes of reversing the decision. The controversy overshadowed the show's ongoing storylines, and many viewers felt betrayed by the sudden change. This incident not only affected how people viewed the series, but also showed how deeply fans connect with their favorite characters and actors. The aftermath left the show's future uncertain, as ratings dipped and public opinion remained divided. Despite efforts to justify the firing, the disappointment lingered, illustrating how a single decision can dramatically impact a loyal audience. Following the details provided, Rawhide was a popular TV series that aired during the late 1950s and early 1960s. It had a total of 217 episodes, all filmed in black and white. The show is fondly remembered by many fans for its distinctive theme music and its engaging stories. Set in the 1860s, Rawhide centered on the lives of cattle drovers and the tough, often dangerous challenges they faced during their long cattle drives across the American frontier. The series captured the hardships of moving large herds of cattle through rough terrain, dealing with weather, predators, and sometimes hostile inhabitants. One of the most notable characters in Rawhide was Rowdy Yates, played by a young Clint Eastwood. In the early episodes, Rowdy was portrayed as a young, impulsive, and often reckless cowboy. His impetuous nature sometimes caused trouble for the group, and he needed guidance from the more experienced foreman, Gil Favor. Favor had to keep a close eye on Rowdy and manage his tendencies to act without thinking, which added to the drama and character development within the series. As the series progressed, viewers saw Rowdy grow and mature, but his energetic and daring personality remained a key part of the show. Overall, Rawhide stood out for its portrayal of frontier life and its memorable characters. Clint Eastwood's role as Rowdy Yates became iconic and helped launch his successful acting career. The series continues to be remembered by fans for its rugged storytelling, memorable theme song, and portrayal of the struggles faced by the drovers. The combination of adventure, drama, and character growth kept audiences engaged throughout its many episodes. After gaining fame from his role in the television series Rawhide, Clint Eastwood quickly became a household name. Although Rawhide was known for its gritty action and tough characters, it was Eastwood's performance that caught the attention of many viewers and industry insiders alike. By the time the series ended in 1966, Eastwood had established himself not only as a star on television, but also as a major figure in Hollywood films. His success on the small screen opened the doors for him to star in a new style of Western films known as spaghetti westerns. These movies were made mostly by Italian filmmakers and featured a different tone from traditional American westerns. Eastwood's roles in the classic spaghetti westerns, including A Fistful of Dollars for a Few Dollars More, and The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, all released within a few years of each other in the mid-1960s, played a big part in transforming the Western genre. These films were known for their stylish visuals, intense action scenes, and morally complex characters. Eastwood's portrayal of the quiet, tough gunfighter in these movies made him a star worldwide. His performances in these films changed how westerns were made and viewed, making him a symbol of this new style of filmmaking. Because of his work in Rawhide and these pioneering westerns, Eastwood became one of the most influential actors in cinema history, blending grit, talent, and innovation. Later, it is known that Jolly Film, the studio responsible for the famous film A Fistful of Dollars, took old episodes of the television series Rawhide and combined them to make a new movie called The Magnificent Stranger. They used footage from the TV show to create a new story, hoping to attract fans of the series and reach a new audience. However, the actor Clint Eastwood, who had starred in Rawhide as Rowdy Yates, discovered that his image and the footage from the series were used without his permission. Because of this, Eastwood decided to sue Jolly Film for unauthorized use of his work. The lawsuit was successful, and as a result, the film The Magnificent Stranger was pulled from release in 1967. This incident highlighted the importance of rights and permissions when using footage from television shows or movies. It also showed how actors and creators are able to protect their work from being used in ways they do not approve. The story of the Magnificent Stranger remains a notable example in film and television history. It reminds everyone of the need to respect intellectual property and the rights of performers. Although the film was withdrawn, the case drew attention to issues of copyright and fair use in the entertainment industry. This situation also reflected the growing awareness among actors and filmmakers about protecting their images and creative work from unauthorized use. The controversy surrounding the film added to the legacy of Rawhide and Eastwood's career, emphasizing the importance of legal rights in the world of entertainment. Since its debut, the television series Rawhide captured the attention of viewers with its unique style and compelling stories. The series featured a distinctive wardrobe, especially noted for Clint Eastwood's character, Rowdy Yates. Eastwood wore his signature cowboy boots throughout the series, and interestingly, he reused these same boots in his 1992 film Unforgiven, symbolizing the connection between his television cowboy persona and his later film career. The show lasted for several seasons, with the original cattle drive reaching its destination in the middle of the third season. This marked a significant point in the series, as it reflected the progression of the characters and story arcs. Unlike many westerns of its time, Rawhide often depicted darker themes and more serious subject matter, giving it a grittier tone that added depth to the stories. The series wasn't shy about exploring complex issues faced by cowboys and settlers, which sometimes included supernatural stories like ghost tales, adding an eerie dimension to some episodes. This combination of serious themes, authentic wardrobe choices, and a focus on character development helped Rawhide stand out among Western television shows. Its impact was lasting, not only because of its storytelling, but also due to the way it connected with the audience on a deeper emotional level. The show's legacy highlights how it managed to blend adventure, drama, and a touch of mystery, making it a memorable part of television history. In 1959, the television series Rawhide included episodes that explored the strange and spooky side of storytelling, known as ghost tales. These episodes, such as Incident at the Top of the World, Incident of the Murder Steer, and Incident of the Haunted Hills, took viewers into eerie territory that made them feel like they were experiencing the mysteries firsthand. The show used black and white cinematography to enhance the spooky atmosphere, giving these stories a dark and haunting look. The black and white images created shadows and contrasts that made the ghostly scenes feel more real and intense. The stories involved unusual events, strange noises, and mysterious happenings that suggested ghosts or supernatural forces. For example, Incident at the Top of the World might have involved explorers or travelers facing unexplained events in icy, lonely regions. Incident of the Murder Steer focused on livestock and animals behaving oddly, hinting at unseen forces at play. Incident of the Haunted Hills transported viewers to a remote hill area filled with ghostly legends and dark secrets. These ghost tales added a different flavor to the series, as they combined Western themes with supernatural intrigue. The use of black and white contributed to the eerie mood, making the stories more effective and memorable for viewers. The episodes kept audiences on the edge of their seats, blending the rugged Western setting with ghostly mysteries that left a lasting impression. Because of the way they were filmed and written, these ghost tales in Rawhide became some of the most talked about and haunting stories in the show's history. During the 1959 television series Rawhide, many notable guest stars appeared on the show, helping to increase its popularity and demonstrate its appeal to audiences. Actors who were not yet famous, but would later become well-known, made some appearances, such as Elizabeth Montgomery, who would go on to star in Bewitched. Leonard Nimoy, famous for his role as Spock in Star Trek, also made a guest appearance on Rawhide. DeForest Kelley, who would later become recognizable as Dr. McCoy in Star Trek, was among the guest actors. Buddy Ebsen, a well-loved actor known for the Beverly Hillbillies, and Barbara Eden, who would later become famous for I Dream of Jeannie, also made appearances. Alan Hale Jr., who would later become known as the Skipper in Gilligan's Island, was among the guest stars. June Lockhart, recognizable from Lost in Space, and Gavin MacLeod, who would later star in The Love Boat, also appeared as guest stars on the show. Aside from the guest stars, the show also had some behind-the-scenes stories. Clint Eastwood, who played Rowdy Yates on Rawhide, was known for a few shenanigans during the show's run. Secretly, Eastwood had a child with stuntwoman Roxanne Tunis while working on the series. This was revealed much later, in 1989, by the National Enquirer. The publication stated that Eastwood's child was born in 1964, during the time he was married to his first wife, Maggie Johnson. This revelation added a new layer to the actor's history outside his tough cowboy image on the show. Despite Eastwood's secret personal life, his work on Rawhide helped launch his successful career in Hollywood, where he would become one of the most famous actors and directors. The show itself remains a memorable part of television history, both for its guest stars and for some of the stories behind the scenes. Since you asked about the 1959 TV series Rawhide, it is important to highlight its filming locations and production schedule. The first season of Rawhide was filmed at Universal International Studios in Hollywood, which provided a bustling environment for the cast and crew to develop the show's setting and characters. The studio's facilities allowed for efficient production and close control over sets and scenes, ensuring the show's quality and consistency during its early stages. As the series progressed, particularly into the third season, the show featured extensive railroad scenes that demanded outdoor filming. These were shot on the Sierra Railroad located in California, a popular location known for its scenic views and suitability for portraying the American West. The use of the Sierra Railroad added authenticity and visual appeal to the railroad scenes, which were an important part of many episodes. Regarding the production schedule, Rawhide had a demanding rhythm. The show was mostly produced on a weekly basis, presenting a quite grueling schedule for the cast and crew. Because of this tight schedule, there was rarely a break, and most seasons ran continuously without long pauses. Each season, from the second through the seventh, consisted of 30 episodes, which meant the lead actors rarely had long periods off between filming these episodes. Between seasons, there was typically a break of only 3 to 4 months, enough time for actors and staff to rest briefly before returning to set for the next batch of episodes. This continuous production schedule contributed to the show's steady popularity, but it also meant a heavy workload for those involved. Overall, the combination of filming locations and the intense schedule shaped Rawhide into a rugged, consistent series that kept audiences engaged across multiple seasons. Following the story of the 1959 TV series Rawhide, Paul Brinegar played the character Wishbone and became a well-known figure in the show. His performance was notable because he appeared in over 215 episodes, making him a consistent presence throughout the series. Many viewers remember him not only for his acting, but also for his distinctive look, especially his beard. The beard was more than just a style choice. It became a key part of his character's identity. Without his beard, Brinegar was almost unrecognizable, which shows how much the beard contributed to the character's appearance and personality. This facial hair helped bring Wishbone to life and made a lasting impression on fans of the series. The importance of his beard in defining his role emphasizes how small details like a facial hairstyle can add depth to a character on television. His long tenure in the show and the recognizable look helped make him a memorable part of Rawhide's history. As viewers watched the series, they grew used to seeing him with his beard, meaning it became an essential feature that linked him permanently to the character he portrayed. Over the years, Brinegar's portrayal of Wishbone and his distinctive beard helped cement his place in TV history, especially among fans of Western dramas from that era. His dedication to his role and the visual impact of his beard contributed significantly to the success and character development in the series. The beard was so important that it arguably became just as iconic as the show itself, symbolizing Brinegar's character and leaving a lasting image in the minds of viewers. The way his appearance was tied to his role demonstrates how details like grooming can be powerful in creating lasting TV characters. Overall, Brinegar's work on Rawhide and his appearance as Wishbone highlight the significance of visual identity in television storytelling. From the start of the series in 1959, Eric Fleming was the leading actor of Rawhide, a popular television show that focused on cattle drivers and their adventures on the open plains. He portrayed the character of Gil Favor, a no-nonsense trail boss who was respected by his crew, and who led them through many challenges during their long journeys. Fans of the show grew attached to Fleming's strong and charismatic performance, which helped make Rawhide one of the most watched programs of its time. During the first 7 seasons, Fleming's presence was central to the show's success. He appeared in almost every episode and became a recognizable face on television screens across the country. His portrayal of Gil Favor added a sense of authority and leadership that audiences admired. Many viewers felt a connection to his character, seeing him as the backbone of the series. However, at the start of the 8th season, changes suddenly appeared. Eric Fleming was fired from the show as part of a cost-saving move by the producers. They believed that removing Fleming's high salary would help reduce expenses and keep the show profitable. Fans of Rawhide were shocked and disappointed by this decision. Many expressed their disapproval, vowing never to watch the series again because they believed the show could not be the same without Fleming. Despite efforts to continue the series with a new lead or different approach, the show faced immediate problems. CBS decided to cancel Rawhide after only one episode was aired without Eric Fleming. The network saw the episode and realized that viewers' interest had sharply declined and that the show lacked the charm and leadership that Fleming brought to his role. The decision to cancel the show marked the end of what had been a highly regarded television series with Fleming at its heart. After the television series Rawhide finished, Eric Fleming's life came to a tragic end. He was in Peru working on a film when the accident happened. During a scene, he was in a canoe when it overturned in the rapids. Despite efforts to save him, he was unable to escape the dangerous waters. Fleming drowned in the fast-moving river, and his death shocked many fans and colleagues. His disappearance happened just after the show he was famous for had ended, leaving a sad memory. People who knew him said he was a talented actor and a brave man. His sudden death reminded everyone of how dangerous nature can be, especially when working in remote places. Even though his time on television had ended, his memory stayed with those who watched him on Rawhide. Fleming's accident showed how fragile life is, and highlighted the risks actors and crew sometimes face when filming in dangerous locations. His loss was deeply felt in the entertainment world, and stories about his life and career continued to inspire many. The tragedy remains a stark reminder of the perils that can occur even after the cameras stop rolling. Fleming's death by accident in the wild rapids marked a somber end to a life full of promise. Rawhide, a television western series that aired from 1959 to 1965, continues to evoke a wide range of opinions among fans and critics alike, reflecting both admiration for its storytelling and critique of certain characters. At its core, the show depicted the rugged, challenging life of a cattle drive, led by the stern and authoritative trail boss Gil Favor, portrayed convincingly by Eric Fleming. Fleming's performance as Favor was widely appreciated, as he embodied the no-nonsense discipline required for such a grueling and demanding role, earning the series considerable respect during its original run. The cast dynamic was further enriched by the presence of Clint Eastwood, who played the character Rowdy Yates, a young, brash cowboy eager to prove himself. Many viewers hold a deep appreciation for Eric Fleming's role as Gil Favor, and consider him the true star of the series. His leadership qualities and tough demeanor set the tone for the show, and his interactions with the crew, especially Rowdy, were pivotal in establishing the show's themes of resilience and integrity. The camaraderie among the crew, their respect for Favor, and the depiction of the dangerous yet adventurous cattle drive formed the show's backbone. The early episodes in particular showcase Favor's authoritative yet fair leadership style, earning him the respect of both his men and the audience. However, the character of Rowdy Yates, played by Clint Eastwood, has been a point of contention among critics and fans. Some perceive Rowdy as an irksome, disrespectful figure, someone who consistently challenges authority and exhibits poor judgment, often leading to scenes where he is confrontational, sarcastic, or even aggressive towards Favor and other crew members. One review described him as a horrible, disrespectful jackass who often gets into trouble and displays a lack of maturity. These critics argue that Rowdy's attitude does not align with what one would expect from a seasoned cowboy or a trail crew member, and they also question how a trail boss would tolerate such defiance. This criticism is particularly pointed regarding his interactions with Favor, including instances where Rowdy hits Favor or talks back disrespectfully, which, according to some viewers, would likely not occur in a real-world scenario. Despite these criticisms, others acknowledge that Rowdy's character provides a youthful, energetic counterpoint to Favor's calm authority. They see Eastwood's portrayal as a young actor still developing his craft, noting that Eastwood was relatively new to Hollywood at the time, and that his character's rebelliousness reflected a common archetype of youthful exuberance. For some fans, Rowdy's flaws are part of his charm, representing the imperfect but relatable qualities of young men in the rugged frontier environment. Moreover, Eastwood's portrayal would later evolve into the iconic tough guy persona for which he is renowned, and his early work in Rawhide is often viewed as formative in his career development. The show also features a notable roster of guest stars, adding to its appeal. Character actors such as Myron Healy, Royal Dano, and Gloria Talbot made memorable appearances, often reprising their roles and contributing to the episodic storytelling that keeps the series engaging. In particular, a recurring theme is the rotation of guest actors who would later rise to greater fame. Jack Lord, DeForest Kelley, Martin Landau, and Leslie Nielsen, to name but a few, appeared in various episodes, providing a rich tapestry of talent that enhanced the show's storytelling depth. An interesting viewpoint shared by some viewers is that despite the show's focus on Eastwood's burgeoning fame, Fleming's portrayal of Favor was the true heart of Rawhide. Fans appreciate Fleming's solid, authoritative presence and believe he was the real star, even if Eastwood's youthful charisma ultimately overshadowed him later in his career. There is a sentiment that Fleming's portrayal embodied the strength and competence of a seasoned trail boss, while Eastwood's rowdy, though amusing and energetic, sometimes detracted from the show's more serious Western themes. Some viewers lament that Eastwood's rise to stardom overshadowed Fleming's contribution, leading to a sense that the series might have been more authentically centered on Favor as the main character. The series was also notable for its musical elements, notably the opening and closing themes sung by Frankie Laine, which became iconic and helped set the tone for the series. Additionally, the talents of Sheb Wooley, who portrayed one of the crew members and was also a singer, added a layer of authenticity and entertainment. His hit Purple People Eater became a cultural phenomenon, illustrating how the show's ancillary elements contributed to its popularity beyond just the storylines. In summary, Rawhide remains a seminal Western series that is appreciated both for its compelling portrayal of the rugged cattle drive life and for its ensemble cast, which included some of Hollywood's notable character actors and future stars. While Eric Fleming's portrayal of Gil Favor is widely regarded as the true highlight and the show's moral center, Clint Eastwood's portrayal of Rowdy Yates introduces an energetic, if sometimes contentious youthful element that has garnered mixed reactions. Critics who dislike Rowdy cite his disrespectfulness and immature behavior as detracting from the realism and integrity of the series, while others see his character as an essential part of the show's dynamic. Against the backdrop of the tough frontier, the show's rich guest star appearances, memorable music, and overall storytelling structure contribute to its lasting appeal, although opinions about the character roles continue to vary. Ultimately, Rawhide remains a culturally significant series, both for its performances and its place within the Western genre. As we wrap up our journey through the rugged world of Rawhide, there's one more part that promises to reveal the secrets behind the show's enduring legacy. In this bonus segment, we'll dive into the lives of the cast members, exploring who they were before joining the series, and what happened to them after the cameras stopped rolling. You'll discover surprising twists in their careers, heartfelt stories of their personal lives, and how their roles in Rawhide shaped their futures. This deeper look offers a rare glimpse into the real stories behind the characters we've come to know and love, adding a new layer of intrigue to the already captivating world of the series. Stay with us, because what's coming next might just change the way you see these familiar faces forever. Elva Calvin, played by Sheila Bromley in 1959 on the television series Rawhide, was a complex character marked by resilience and hardship. Bromley's portrayal brought depth to a role often overshadowed by the show's ensemble, revealing a woman haunted by past secrets and personal struggles. Her performance hinted at a darker, more layered persona behind the character's surface, suggesting emotional scars that lingered beneath her calm exterior. Sheila Bromley's career spanned decades, yet her role as Elva Calvin remains one of her most memorable television appearances. Off-screen, Bromley's life was tinged with mystery and difficulty. She faced personal hardships that mirrored the tough, gritty characters she portrayed, including brushes with scandal and periods of financial instability. Rumors suggest she battled health issues later in life, though details are scarce. Her life after Rawhide saw her retreat from the public eye, leading to speculation about her true circumstances. The last known information places her in the early 1970s, living quietly away from the Hollywood spotlight, her true story shrouded in obscurity. Despite the faded public record, her work endures as a testament to her talent and the shadowy struggles she endured. Gregory Walcott portrayed the character Crane in the 1959 television series Rawhide, embodying a complex and conflicted figure whose presence hinted at darker layers beneath the western frontier. As Crane, Walcott brought a subtle intensity to the role, capturing the inner turmoil of a man haunted by his past and burdened with secrets he could barely contain. His performance stood out amid the ensemble, revealing a rare vulnerability that added depth to the narrative. Beyond his work on Rawhide, Walcott's career spanned decades, marked by a transition from minor television roles to appearances in B-movies and science fiction films. Despite a steady workload, he faded from the limelight as Hollywood shifted away from traditional star power. Walcott's personal life was marred by hardship and controversy. Rumors circulated about his struggles with alcoholism, which reportedly affected both his career and personal relationships. There were also unconfirmed reports of financial difficulties and battles with mental health, common in the darker corners of Hollywood's history, but never fully acknowledged publicly. Walcott's reputation remained that of a hardworking actor who faced numerous personal demons in a ruthless industry. In the final years of his life, little was known about his activities, and his passing went largely unpublicized, leaving a sense of mystery around his final days. The most recent information indicates that Gregory Walcott died in 2015. Cloaked in obscurity, his life a testament to the shadows lurking behind Hollywood's glitz. Gene Evans portrayed Gus Cornelius in the 1959 TV series Rawhide, a role that showcased his ability to embody a gruff, hardened cowboy with a complex moral code. His character often displayed a tough exterior, but revealed moments of vulnerability and internal conflict, making Gus Cornelius one of the more memorable figures in the series. Evans's performance brought a visceral authenticity to the role, emphasizing the emotional depth behind the rugged exterior. Beyond this role, Evans's career was marked by a trajectory filled with both artistic achievements and personal struggles. He appeared in numerous films and television shows, often cast in gritty, authoritative parts, yet his career was shadowed by periods of obscurity and frustration as Hollywood's tide shifted. Off-screen, Evans faced darker moments. Rumors suggest he grappled with substance abuse, which strained personal relationships and contributed to an elusive private life. His later years were tinged with hardship. Medical issues and financial difficulties complicated his life. Despite his contributions to entertainment, Evans remained a figure shrouded in mystery and unfulfilled promise. The last known information about him indicates he withdrew from public view in his final years, passing away quietly with little fanfare or media attention. His legacy remains a testament to a talented actor whose life was marred by unseen battles, hinting at a deeper story behind his on-screen persona. Michael Pate portrayed Mitla in the 1959 television series Rawhide, a character shrouded in mystery and menace. Mitla's role epitomized Patty's talent for playing complex, often dark figures, showcasing his ability to evoke suspicion and depth through subtle expressions. Pate's performance left a lasting impression, demonstrating his skill in embodying characters with both charm and underlying menace. Beyond Rawhide, Pat's career spanned decades, marked by notable film and television roles where he frequently portrayed villains or characters with hidden motives. His career was not without hardship. Patty faced vocal criticism and industry struggles as he navigated a path often limited by his ethnicity and typecasting. Personal struggles haunted him, and rumors circulated about conflicts with colleagues and the toll of maintaining a lengthy acting career. Pat's life was quietly turbulent, marked by periods of professional stagnation and internal battles with identity and acceptance. He encountered scandals linked to rumors of substance abuse and mental health struggles, yet he maintained a private life that few truly understood. The last known information about Patty indicates he withdrew from the public eye in the late 1980s, living a reclusive existence. His legacy remains marked by intense performances and a mysterious aura that continues to captivate fans and scholars alike. Roy Barcroft appeared as Roll Adams in the 1959 television series Rawhide, a character that added a layer of tension and authority in the show's rugged frontier setting. His portrayal was marked by a commanding presence, embodying the tough, no-nonsense attitude of a dependable man faced with constant danger. Despite the show's popularity, Barcroft's career extended into a long and complex journey. Known primarily for his work in Western films, he built a reputation as one of Hollywood's premier villains, often portraying menacing criminals and ruthless figures. Yet behind the screen, Barcroft's life was shadowed by personal hardship and controversial incidents. Rumors of substance abuse and financial difficulties surfaced over the years, tarnishing his image. His career faced setbacks following the decline of Westerns in Hollywood, forcing him into lesser roles and limited work. Notable scandals, though not widely publicized, hinted at struggles with mental health and possible legal troubles. In his later years, Barcroft withdrew from the limelight, living a quiet life away from the fame he once knew. The last known information suggests he kept a low profile until his death, with few records of his final days. His legacy remains partially obscured by the darker chapters of his life, leaving many questions about the man behind the rugged persona. Clint Eastwood's role as Rowdy Yates in the 1959 television series Rawhide made him a familiar face on American screens. His portrayal of the youthful, spirited cowboy navigating the hardships of the open range established a foundation for his career, but it also revealed a reserved, intense persona behind the scenes. Eastwood's early rise was marked by a quiet determination, yet behind that calm exterior lay a man haunted by the demands of fame and personal struggles. After the series ended in 1965, he transitioned into film, facing the dark side of Hollywood's fame and the pressures of reinventing himself. His career was not without controversy. Allegations of misconduct surfaced in later years, adding to a narrative clouded by mystery. Eastwood's personal life reflected a series of hardships, divorces, loss of close family members, and a reputation for being fiercely private and sometimes aloof. His roots in Kansas and later California shaped his stoic, rugged image. In recent years, the once guarded star has kept a lower profile, with limited public appearances and little information about his current state. Rumors persist about ongoing health issues, but the truth remains elusive. Clint Eastwood's story is one of resilience amid shadows, a complex man who has navigated fame's dark corridors all his life. Raymond St. Jacques portrayed Simon Blake in the 1959 television series Rawhide, a role that showcased his ability to bring depth and complexity to his characters. His performance was marked by a quiet strength and a commanding presence, often reflecting a man burdened with past hardships and moral ambiguity. Blake's character embodied resilience and inner conflict, qualities that resonated with viewers and highlighted St. Jacques' talent for portraying layered personalities. After Rawhide concluded, St. Jacques' career took a significant turn as he became one of the first African-American actors to gain sustained visibility in mainstream television and film, breaking racial barriers at a time of intense societal change. Despite his successes, his life was marred by personal hardships, including racial discrimination, financial struggles, and health issues. Rumors circulated about conflicts on set and discriminatory practices that hindered his progress. In the 1970s, he faced a hiatus from acting, reportedly due to industry prejudice and personal setbacks. Later in life, St. Jacques remained largely private, with little public information about his conditions or personal life. His final years appeared marked by solitude, and his health declined without significant media coverage. The last known details suggest that Raymond St. Jacques passed away in the early 1990s, leaving behind a legacy of trailblazing talent and resilience amidst a challenging personal journey. Stanford Jolly played the role of a bartender in the 1959 television series Rawhide, a small yet memorable part that exemplified his knack for portraying gritty, supporting characters. His presence behind the bar often added a layer of authenticity and darkness to the show's atmosphere. Jolly's career extended beyond this role, marked by a series of unyielding performances in both film and television. Known for his deep voice and intense gaze, he often embodied characters with troubled pasts or moral ambiguity. Despite his steady work, Jolly's life was marred by personal hardships and scandals that overshadowed his acting achievements. Rumors circulated about his involvement in questionable relationships and financial struggles, though concrete details remain scarce. Some reports suggest he faced legal issues or was entangled in disputes that affected his reputation, hinting at a life filled with conflicts and unresolved demons. His later years were shrouded in mystery, with little public information available about his demise or personal circumstances. The final confirmed detail about Stanford Jolly points to a career that, while impactful in its own right, was overshadowed by the shadows he cast off-screen. Today, he remains a figure remembered for his roles in classic westerns and the quiet, dark toll of his personal life. The true extent of his struggles continues to evoke a sense of mystery, leaving many questions about his later years unanswered. John Ireland portrayed Jed Colby in the 1959 television series Rawhide, a rugged and stoic character whose presence underscored the show's harsh frontier reality. As Colby, Ireland embodied the silent strength and quiet resilience necessary for survival in the brutal landscape, making his role memorable for its subtle depth and underlying tension. Yet, behind this calm exterior lay a tumultuous personal life marked by hardship and darkness. Ireland's career post-Rawhide was plagued by inconsistent fame and struggles with addiction, which tarnished his reputation. Rumors of scandal haunted him, including allegations of substance abuse that derailed opportunities in film and television. His life was punctuated by episodes of personal hardship, including financial difficulties and estranged relationships, which compounded his sense of isolation. The most unsettling aspect of his story is how his promising start was overshadowed by his descent into obscurity and mental health struggles, leading to periods of seclusion. The last known information indicates that Ireland withdrew from public view in his later years, living quietly away from the spotlight, with few details available about his final days. The mysterious end to his story leaves an enduring sense of tragedy, a reminder of the fragile line between fame and ruin. Hal Baylor portrayed the character Jenkins in the 1959 television series Rawhide, embodying a gruff, no-nonsense presence that left a lasting impression. His role was notable for its rigidity and quiet strength, often contrasting with more charismatic characters, adding a layer of complexity to the narrative. After the show ended, Baylor's career was marked by a pattern of limited opportunities and a struggle to escape typecasting as a tough, rugged character. His career never reached the heights that some of his contemporaries did, and his name became more associated with brief appearances rather than sustained success. Beneath the surface, Baylor's life held darker chapters that are less well known. He faced personal hardships that included financial difficulties and battles with health issues, which critics suspect were exacerbated by the physical toll of his acting career. Rumors circulated about possible involvement in scandals that could have tarnished his reputation, but concrete details remain scarce, shrouded in mystery and speculation. His later years were marked by isolation and a lack of public presence, suggesting a retreat from the limelight. The last known information about Hal Baylor places him as a figure who faded quietly from public view, leaving behind a legacy entangled with his on-screen persona and an enigmatic personal story that continues to stir curiosity. L.Q. Jones portrayed P.J. Peters in the 1959 television series Rawhide, a role marked by subtle complexity and quiet intensity. His character was part of the rugged frontier landscape, often revealing a deeper, more troubled side beneath the tough exterior. Jones's performance conveyed a sense of underlying tension, hinting at personal struggles hidden behind the stoic facade. After his involvement in Rawhide, Jones transitioned into a career that spanned over 4 decades, primarily in film and television. Known for his collaborations with director Sam Peckinpah, he became a recognizable figure in the Western genre, lending his gritty presence to films like The Wild Bunch and Ride the High Country. Despite a steady career, Jones battled personal hardships, including struggles with alcoholism and periods of financial instability that challenged his stability. Rumors of behind-the-scenes conflicts and altercations punctuated his professional life, casting shadows over his reputation. His personal life remained largely private, but he reportedly faced emotional pain from a troubled past. The last known information places Jones out of the public eye in recent years, with no confirmed activities or interviews. His legacy endures through his distinctive contributions to Western cinema, leaving behind a mysterious aura shaped by resilience and shadows. Sheb Wooley's portrayal of Pete Nolan in the 1959 television series Rawhide gave him a measure of fame, but behind the camera, his life was filled with complexities and hidden struggles. As Nolan, Sheb was the quiet, watchful cowboy, often seen as the moral anchor of the group, but the man behind the role faced more turbulent times. After Rawhide ended, Wooley's career took unpredictable turns. He struggled to escape typecasting and faced financial difficulties that shadowed his later years. His personal life was marred by periods of hardship, including battles with substance abuse and unstable relationships, which added layers of darkness to his public persona. Rumors swirled about scandals involving infidelity and contentious legal battles over his estate, further complicating his legacy. Despite his musical success, with hits that resonated beyond his acting career, Wooley's later years were shadowed by health issues and obscured by legal disputes that kept him in the public eye for all the wrong reasons. The last known information suggests he withdrew from public view, living quietly until his death, leaving behind a legacy of talent shadowed by personal struggles. Eric Fleming portrayed Gil Favor, the rugged trail boss of a cattle drive, in the 1959 television series Rawhide. His portrayal was intense and commanding, embodying strength, resilience, and a hint of underlying vulnerability. Fleming's presence brought a gritty authenticity to the role, making Gil Favor a symbol of perseverance amid life's brutal challenges. After the show ended in 1965, Fleming's life took a darker turn. He struggled with depression and personal setbacks, which were compounded by rumors of substance abuse. His career faced stagnation, and he rarely returned to major screen roles, haunted by the shadow of typecasting. In 1966, Fleming's life was tragically cut short during a filming expedition in South America. He drowned while attempting to aid a fellow actor near the Amazon River, an incident shrouded in mystery and sorrow. His death sparked questions about safety on filming locations and left a void in the entertainment world. Rumors persist about Fleming's private struggles, yet official records confirm his tragic disappearance and death at age 41. The true depths of his personal darkness remain largely hidden, but his legacy as a tough and enduring figure endures. The latest records on Fleming indicate that he is remembered more for his compelling on-screen persona than his turbulent off-screen life. John Hart portrayed Narbo in the 1959 television series Rawhide, where his role was marked by a quiet intensity and an air of mystery. As Narbo, Hart played a character whose motives and story hinted at a darker past, adding depth to the episodic narrative. His performance was subtle yet compelling, leaving viewers intrigued by the complexity beneath the surface. Outside of Rawhide, Hart's career was filled with shadows. He struggled with personal demons that haunted him long after the show's end. Rumors suggest he faced financial hardships that pushed him to the edges of the industry, often taking on roles in lesser-known productions. His life was marred by scandals involving strained relationships and allegations of misconduct, which stained his reputation. Hart grappled with illness and an addiction that reportedly worsened later in life, leading to isolation. The final years of his life remain shrouded in mystery, with little public information available. Some sources suggest he withdrew from society entirely, battling personal despair and solitude. The last known records place him in a small town where he lived quietly, far from the Hollywood spotlight. Though details are scarce, the enduring image of John Hart as Narbo remains a testament to a career touched by darkness and shadows, leaving behind an aura of unresolved mystery. Don Haggerty portrayed Abe, a minor but notable character in the 1959 TV series Rawhide. His role was that of a rugged, stoic figure whose appearance added depth to the show's tense moments, reflecting the gritty reality of the American frontier. Haggerty's presence on screen was marked by a quiet strength, embodying the moral complexity that defined many characters of that era. Beyond his brief acting stint, Haggerty's life was shrouded in mystery and hardship. He struggled with personal demons that haunted him long after the cameras stopped rolling, including rumors of substance abuse and failed relationships that left scars behind closed doors. An elusive figure, reports suggest he faced financial difficulties later in life, often struggling to find meaningful work in Hollywood. His career was punctuated by brief appearances that failed to translate into stardom, leaving older fans to wonder what unseen battles he fought behind the scenes. Little is known currently about his final years or the cause of his death, leaving his life story partially untold. What remains unresolved is whether his dark past overshadowed his limited but memorable contributions on screen. His legacy is a quiet reminder of the price many paid beneath the glamour of Hollywood. Claude Akins portrayed Aloysius Claybank, a complex character in the 1959 television series Rawhide. His role was marked by a dark, brooding presence that added a layer of intensity to the show, highlighting Akins's ability to embody gritty, morally ambiguous figures. Akins' interpretation of Claybank was notable for its depth, blending toughness with subtle vulnerability, revealing a man haunted by past mistakes. After Rawhide ended, Akins' career continued steadily, with memorable roles in film and television, often cast in rugged or villainous parts. Despite this professional success, his personal life was marred by struggles involving alcohol and health issues, which affected his performances in later years. Rumors circulated about on-set conflicts and backstage tensions, casting a shadow over his reputation, though concrete details remain scarce. Akins faced several hardships, including battles with alcohol addiction that led to legal problems and health deterioration. His career waned in the 1970s as he struggled to find roles amid declining health. Little is known about his final years, but reports mention a reclusive existence and medical hardships that ultimately led to his death. His legacy remains overshadowed by the darker aspects of his personal history, leaving many questions about the true cost of his unmistakable talent. John Dehner's portrayal of Arvid Lacey in the 1959 television series Rawhide marked a significant moment in his acting career, showcasing his ability to bring depth and complexity to a brooding, morally ambiguous character. As Lacey, Dehner embodied a tough, flawed man haunted by past mistakes, a role that demanded a blend of gravitas and subtlety. His performance was notable for its intense stoicism and quiet menace, which resonated with audiences and critics alike, cementing his reputation as a versatile actor capable of embodying shadows and secrets beneath a composed exterior. Beyond his work on Rawhide, Dehner's career was characterized by frequent roles in westerns, thrillers, and noir films, often portraying authoritative figures or villains. Despite his rising fame, Dehner's life was shadowed by personal hardships and struggles with mental health, rumors of substance abuse, and an elusive private life that kept him distant from the limelight. His career faced setbacks in the late 1960s as the decline of westerns affected his roles. The last known information about John Dehner suggests that he continued to work sporadically in theater and film until his death in 1992, remaining a mysterious figure whose talent left an indelible mark on American television and film. Rawhide, a classic TV series from 1959, captured the hearts of many viewers with its gritty stories and memorable characters. Over its run, it showcased the tough life of cowhands driving cattle across the American West, highlighting their struggles, camaraderie, and resilience. The cast members, like Eric Fleming and Clint Eastwood, became household names, and their performances left a lasting legacy. Off-screen, their lives experienced ups and downs, with Eastwood later becoming a Hollywood icon. The series faced challenges such as changing audience tastes and production issues, but it remains a beloved part of television history. Many viewers grew up watching Rawhide, creating nostalgic memories of simpler times. Did you watch Rawhide in your childhood? Do you remember the characters or specific episodes that stayed with you? We'd love to hear your stories. Share your memories and experiences in the comments below, and keep the spirit of Rawhide alive in our